Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today is an exciting day. So it's the first time in about 2 years that I'm going to have a golf lesson. So as you can see from some of my recent course vlogs, my swing looks all over the place and it feels a lot worse. Yes, that was a shank. It's been scoreable, been able to get some half decent scores in, but I know that before I went out to Nicaragua that was in a better place. And this is a really good time to start working on my swing over the winter months in England. So I'm down here at Ferndown Golf Club and I'm going to be having a lesson with Garwood. So he's the head professional here, and I'm more than prepared to completely rebuild my swing from scratch if that's what's required. So I thought I'd document this for myself, but also in case it's going to help you guys out as well. I always find it quite interesting watching lessons on YouTube as well. So it's going to be a bit of a longer video today. I'm not sure how it's going to come out, but hopefully it's going to help you guys as much as it helps me. So I'll catch you in the studio down at the range.
Okay, so let's hit some shots anyway to get started, okay. Alex. All right, and then I'll pop back and forth just trying to get Chapman ready. So, So just remind me, I know we have spoken to it previously. So your weak shot, obviously looking to kind of bit of a semi-rebuild.
Yep.
But your weak shot's right.
My weak shot, my destructive one is the push fade. It starts right and goes further
right. Do you get any that go the other way?
Generally not.
Okay.
The occasional pull. So I don't really get the duck hook or the hook. It's just just a straight.
So any
pull.
curvature you get will be to the
Pretty
right.
much, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Let's see. What club have you got?
This is just a wedge.
Okay.
Wedge.
I'm just going to see if I can get this back up working. Just hit a few, and I'll be watching. So our target line is over the black and green post. All right. So once I get Trapman back up and working, that'll be our target line. Or we can do the 250-yard sign right at the end. So not much between that. That's where your mat's aiming.
Yeah, do 250.
All right. So handicap-wise, I don't always like to talk about handicap, but have you got a goal?
I'd like to get down to scratch, really.
Yeah.
And being at Ferndown Forest, I think that's easily doable.
Yeah.
Just keeping it in play and giving myself chances.
No, it is, yeah.
Maybe even getting lower than that, really, around there. But yeah, for the moment, my shorter term target would be to get down to scratch, because it's a bit easier to get down quickly with this new handicap system, isn't it? So
absolutely. Yeah, it is, yeah. So particularly, you probably wouldn't have had many scores in this year either, so. Nice shot. And what is the shot you see when you play? Do you see a shot? Do you see a ball flight?
With my irons, it's generally dead straight.
Okay.
With my driver, it's definitely more of a fade, like a 15-yard fade.
Okay.
I generally don't hit much of a shape with the irons. If anything, it would maybe be like a 5-yard fade.
Okay. So do you, when you play, and obviously we'll have a look at this when we play later, but do you try and shape the shot, or you just that's your target?
If it requires it, yes.
If you require it,
if I can hit it straight, and I'll generally just try and go for the straight shot. It's kind of like
ball, target, go type thing. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. All right. So I'm just going to get the camera going. And whilst you're hitting these, Alex, obviously a few questions for you. Physically, all okay, if you don't mind me asking?
Sometimes when I do a longer practice session, especially with the longer clubs with driver, I get really bad lower back pain.
Okay.
I don't know if that's trying to hit it too hard or the way I'm trying to hit it, but that's generally been the case in the past as well. I get a bad lower back.
Okay, is that hitting off mats as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it really changes whether it's off mats, off there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's generally with the longer clubs though.
Okay. Have you seen anyone about it before?
Yeah.
You have?
I have seen the Cairo about it.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to work on in the new year as well.
Yeah.
Is doing a lot more mobility, a lot more stretching, and a lot more strength exercises.
Good.
Just to get away from that.
That sounds good. Excellent. Right, keep going.
Okay.
Get a few more. Nice. So as you're hitting these, we'll move up a club shortly. Is there anything you're particularly thinking of or focusing on as you're hitting these, or is this just
taking it back slower? Because I tend to get, if I'm not really aware and conscious, I tend to get a bit quick.
Okay. In
taking it back and then the
transition. Yeah. Okay. That's right. Just making sure that I know exactly what you're trying to feel. That's really important when I'm trying to then tell you to do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's that leaky one.
That's it. It's quite a neutral ball flight still. It just goes a little bit on you. Right. Yeah. Okay. So if we can actually move up a club, So it's just a 7 or 8 iron will be useful.
Okay.
So if we stick to our same target line.
Okay. So at 250, yeah?
250 in the distance would be great. Yes, please. Yeah.
That's that slight pulley one.
Yep.
So I did have a tendency to aim my feet right. A lot of the videos I've seen that. Okay. And now starting to practice again off the mats, my alignment's started to get a bit better.
You've neutralised it a bit. Yeah. Okay.
That's the one. Just starts 5-10 yards right and just moves right a little bit.
Okay. Just gonna do a few more. Very nice. Just want to repeat that, don't we?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, doesn't feel too bad today.
No?
It's always the way, isn't it? That's the one. Just slappy.
Yeah. Okay. I've done a couple of videos now. So have a look at those. Right, so I'm just drawing some lines on here that I always look for. Okay. So just obviously body position, head position, into backswing, then obviously as you're starting into the downswing. So, but like I said earlier, you are nicely stacked, feet, hip, shoulders. So width of stance is great.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think about, because I've noticed this before, I do this weird thing with my head. I don't know if it's necessarily a bad move, but it's something I've always sort of done. Like almost like tilt it left.
Tilt it towards the target?
Yeah, I have tried to sort of change it, but it's just crept back in there.
So it gives the, when you're actually hitting golf balls out of video game, it gives the impression that you're almost on your left side because your head moves that way.
Yeah.
As you can clearly see there, you're clearly not on your left side.
Yeah.
All right, there's just that initial impression when I saw you because that tilt. I mean, I've got, you're obviously, you've turned really nicely. You're in those parameters. Okay, you are at the top of your swing. I would say probably just favouring your right side.
Yeah.
Okay, weight-wise, length of swing's great. Head position, I haven't got from that angle.
Yeah.
Not, no issues at all. Are you left or right eye dominant? Do you know?
Right eye.
Okay, so it could be partly it.
Okay.
Because if you think that as you're swinging back,
trying to get the right eye,
you're going to right eye over the ball.
Yeah.
All right. So
but that's not hindering my turn at all.
It doesn't appear to be, does it?
I feel like I get a decent turn.
Yeah, we'll see from the other angle just to see what axis your obviously your hips and shoulders are tilting from.
Okay.
But from that angle, it doesn't. It's something which everyone will have characteristics to their golf swing and what they naturally do.
Yeah.
All right. We've never played together. When we play later, you'll see my characteristics. I flex my knees a lot just as my trigger to start the swing.
Okay.
It's something I've tried to work on.
Yeah.
Can't change it. All right, we'll just accept
natural things aren't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah,
you see like Matt Wolf and people like that. You'd never teach that. It's just
there's just certain things that you just can't change with people because they've done them since they picked up a golf club.
Yeah.
So to try and change, it might be something we do try and change, but some things sometimes it's probably that you notice it.
Yeah.
All right, I did notice it, but you know what? It's part of how you swing at the moment. Okay, so obviously you did speak about being quick in the backswing and transition.
Yep.
Okay, so for me, it's just seeing. I like to look a little about what we call recentering as you complete the backswing.
Okay.
All right, but you are very stable. You do stay right above it. So, because obviously I know you've seen your swing a lot, so I always like to actually ask. Because obviously I'm sure you look at a lot. Is there anything when you see this, what you personally think? Because
I feel like I get trapped and backed up a lot,
absolutely,
and a little bit flippy instead of compressing it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is interesting. Why one of the questions was, do you get anything to go that way? Do you find that people that flip it will get it going that way? So it's quite interesting that you save it with your hands quite nicely, because you absolutely do that. You know, you hit it on the head, because it's just interesting because there's so much information nowadays online and stuff that people will see it and work it out.
Yeah.
Try certain things. The last thing I want to do is try something you tried last week or 2 months or a year ago.
Yeah.
All right, because we can always do it in a slightly different delivery, but it might be something you've done there. So for me, absolutely, that I would actually get you to. A lot of this I'd put down the ball position.
Okay.
All right, because from here I'd want you driving forward. All right, driving left and forward.
Yeah.
All right, so you can clear much easier. Obviously, I haven't seen it from the other angle. All right, but the classic of getting stuck underneath is that you're not driving forward, and you know,
definitely,
your legs are moving. All right, but you don't want to move too much because the ball's arguably too far back from my point of view.
Okay.
All right, so
I have that very stuck. Well, especially when I'm not playing well, I feel like there's no room anywhere.
Yeah, you can see that.
And it feels difficult. When I played my best, it's when I feel like I'm not swinging it hard. I feel like there's loads of room. Everything just feels a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, you turn. You can see how well you're rotating into the ball. All right, you do turn really well. So it'll be interesting to see from the other angle. So initial setup. All right. So for me, you look quite relaxed. I didn't see it when you're hitting it, but to me, it might be the shoes. But it looks like you're quite far on your toes.
Yeah, I've had that issue before, definitely.
So something we might have a little chat about. Good position there.
It's actually better than it's been in recent months as well.
Have you? What have you been working on there then?
A bit more hip turn. So I had a tendency to get too much knee bend in my right leg, which stopped me being able to fully turn with my hips. And then I'd end up lifting the club up and getting a bit too steep.
Okay, so have you been trying to turn a bit deeper from the right side?
Yeah, just trying to keep my right leg a little bit less flexed, which enables me just to turn a little bit more.
Yeah. So do you?
Still feels a bit steep. I don't know if that looks a bit steep to you.
Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, I always say, obviously it's so important to always film from the same camera angle. Yeah. So I'll always film. Obviously I haven't used this camera in a while, but hand height. So for some people, it does look a bit higher. All right, because the angle I'm videoing from, because it's quite low. Yeah. So if I was to obviously raise the camera up to here, you'd go, oh, you're under here. So all right. So it's just having that appreciation. All right, that I am filming should be from your hand height when you're at address. All right, so it might look a fraction higher. Okay, but obviously completed your swing there. For me, it'd be interesting to see the next phase. You do look quite on your toes.
Yes.
All right.
Which is interesting because playing Queens the other day, I had some of the worst toe strikes. I mean, almost missed the ball toe strikes.
Okay.
With the longer clubs.
Yeah. So you can see how. Yeah. So for me, you're just a bit too much on your toes. I mean, you save it really nicely. But like you say, you've been working on your turn in the backswing.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty.
It's way better than it's been.
Yeah.
I mean, some of my past videos, that right knee is almost matching the left.
Yeah. So
and that's like in a squat instead of a turn.
Obviously, you get a fraction steep.
Yeah.
You have quite obviously you clear your hips really nicely, but you just stand up a fraction through the shot. You can see that.
Yeah.
All right. Which will naturally get it, popping out to the right for you. All right. So even when you feel like you flip it, because you've got that stand up, it just pops it out there. So for me, first things we're going to do is, personally, we're going to try and look at ball position.
Okay.
All right, we're going to try and move that forward a fraction.
Yep.
See if we can get you moving a bit more dynamically through the ball.
Yep.
And based upon that, we are going to look at where your weight is. All right, a little bit on there. Unfortunately, I haven't got any force plates, but I've got a very simple tool to kind of let you feel where your your weight is. But club face angle is great. I mean, you can see that in the consistency of the shots. For me, you just go a little bit steep.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you've hit a couple left. All right. But for me, the one to the right is just where you stand up out of it and just hit a slight block.
Yeah.
Really. But strike-wise, you're saying you sometimes get some toey strikes.
Definitely this week, it's been like the worst toe strikes I think I've ever had on the golf course.
Okay.
Generally, that was with the longer clubs as well.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I have struggled with is consistency of ball striking.
Okay.
Especially since moving to Nicaragua and not really being able to work on this part of my game.
What was the ground conditions out there like?
It varied. So it was really hard when I first got there. And then when I left, it was super soft, like probably almost softer than here.
Okay.
It was
so
just
quite
gone
extreme,
into the rainy
because obviously if you've gone from really firm the whole time back to this, then you can appreciate, you know, to some different strikes. But okay, well, let's have a little look. So let's jump back in. Let's stick to the same club if we can.
I was practicing at Parley the other day, but just wedge shots.
Yeah.
Just looking at my divots, and they were all toe down. So I was really trying to. I think that comes from the early extension, isn't it?
There is, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you hear the term early extension a lot. Can be good, can be bad, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people, say, I've certainly done that. I've seen it and just gone, that is the fix, and it doesn't always work. Some people can actually play very well from early extension.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to see where we go. So I still want you to focus on that same backswing turn as you've done.
Okay.
All right. I don't know if you're a fan of sticks and stuff.
Yeah, I am.
But 4-7 iron, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. So I roughly speaking want it. So the logo on your clothing.
Yep.
All right, kind of left pec. That's where I want your ball position.
Wow, okay.
All
That's
right.
going to feel really far forward.
It's going to feel really far forward. All
Okay.
right. Okay, so
about there. Is that about right?
let's hit a few there to start with, yeah.
Okay.
All right, just want to see how it plays out.
This feels very different.
Okay. Okay, the ball might jump up a little bit to start with.
Okay.
So obviously it's further forward.
Yeah.
All right, but then we're going to do some work and obviously getting you to get through the ball a bit better. So just want to make sure that you don't set up and go.
That's
right.
how I'm feeling, definitely.
All right, so that's what we're going to make sure. It's very easy because you're used to having the ball, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. All right. Okay. So I want to take another video from face on just so you can have a look.
Okay.
Nice. You really dropped that down, didn't you? You really got stuck on that one. Okay.
So I was playing it like a wedge, was I? How far back it was?
So I'm just going to show you here. So this is giving an idea of what live view. So set up.
Oh.
So this is kind of how it. So as you can see here on the instead of using it's basically a mirror.
Okay.
All right.
That's
so
cool, I like this.
I have pushed it forward a little. I pushed your probably ball position forward a fraction more to start with.
Yeah.
Just because that's where I just want you to feel. I just want to get you moving through it. So just hit a few more from there.
Okay.
Good. So for me, I'm actually looking a lot at your left foot and heel where you finish now.
Okay.
Because you're a bit more there.
Yeah.
I think you're a bit more there to start. So, you know, it's just a lot of this stuff, you know, having worked with some good players is actually seeing how you adjust. Just making one simple change and seeing how it all adjusts. Because I could just go, we're going to do this, and this.
Yeah.
But actually, let's see what naturally plays out for you.
Okay.
All right. It's a great flight that was.
Yeah. Best so far, that. Felt less handsy as well, that.
Good. Okay, let's do a couple of videos now. All right, but yeah, it's a good tool where you could actually, you know, if you're looking at seeing up the
really
top
good.
and feeling positions, it's a really cool tool.
Because also in there, it doesn't look that far forward, but from my position, obviously, I'm used to
miles, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and to be honest, I mean, we'll talk about this a bit more later, but when I play, I won't get, my wedge is probably just left to centre, then everything goes forward.
Wow, okay.
So I won't play anything unless I'm hitting a real knockdown shot, everything's more forward. So, you know, it's something which I've only worked on the last couple of years, but just to really move through the ball dynamically.
Definitely.
So let's go a little video of this.
Okay. It's a bit handsy.
Let's have a little look then. So hopefully we're going to repeat the same backswing. Yeah. Good. All right. So I actually brought this the right, well, obviously on your left as you're hitting, but right in line here. All right. So as you're rotating up to the top, the previous video I didn't put it as tight, but I only want to see a small gap as you're moving. As long as you're rotating enough, we've checked from the other angle, you're rotating on a good axis. Okay. All right. So rotated nicely there. Top of the swing. Okay. Much the same, really. I mean, you've recentered nicely. All right. So already your weight is starting to then move back through, which you were doing. Let's have a look to see what happens now. Okay. So for me, you've actually moved better through it. I do remember the last line you bet. I can revert back to the other video. All right, let's see. That line there is obviously on the outside of your left leg. Yeah. When you get to impact on this one, it's on just on the inside now of your kneecap. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you have come up and out of it a fraction. All right, but should be able to split screen it.
I seem less backed up than before.
Yeah, so
it's a little bit flippy still.
I'm just going to bring that one in a bit closer because I didn't do it. So it's be interesting to see. So this is the first thing we did. Okay, so there's a little bit more. Okay. All right. So, and don't forget that's with the ball further back. Yeah. All right. So now we've moved the ball forward. It means you actually are moving through the shot more. Okay. So let's just go back to the one we just did, which should be this one. Cool. Okay. So actually, at address now, you probably notice you've got less of a forward press as well. Yeah. All right. Which is certainly going to help that. So for me, ball position is one thing. All right. I think we've seen some good things there. Now we're just going to look at your weight, okay, just to see, because you do have, as you see, you're standing up through the shot. Yeah. So I just want to give you a very simple little exercise to do. Okay. Just to give you an idea of where you think your weight is through the shot. All right. Yeah. So, good. But we've seen some nice changes there. Of nothing drastic happened there. Okay.
Do I need my club?
So, actually, I'll take yours for the moment. That's all right. Okay. So. You don't hit any golf balls with this. Okay. I haven't warmed up, so just bear with me. Right. So this is one of my favourite games. I actually use this. I use this a lot for putting. Oh right. All right. But I don't have a few people for long game, just so they can see kind of where they are. So putting wise, basically I get you to balance on the rod and putt. It really controls the lower body. Okay. All right. But just on here, so I want you to balance on it. Okay. Gives you a really good idea of where your weight is.
So you just put it across the middle of your feet, is it?
Through the arches, yes, absolutely. So we'll just have it here. Okay, the arches on yours. Yeah. So it'll be quite clear for you. All right, naturally, you're going to want to be here. Yeah. Okay, so obviously as we swing up, okay, your natural thing is forward and up. Okay, so obviously you'll see a lot of really best ball strokers in the world. They get to here and they almost squat into this position, don't they? All right. So for you, I want you to swing up. Try and feel where it is, okay? And as you come down, I want you to feel that almost your weight is going to go into your heel side. That's when you get the feeling, all right? Yeah. We're going to see where you are to start with. Right. All right? And then we can adjust it as needed. All right? You're not going to hit any golf balls doing this. Right. Okay, so up you go. Okay, where do you feel your weight is?
Now I feel it's in my right heel.
Okay, cool.
Inside right heel.
Okay, then come 2/3 down. Okay.
Now it's gone to left toe.
There you go. Okay, so let's swing up again. All right, so it's going to be obviously a little bit of hips relation. You've obviously been doing some work before today. So that's quite a deep turn, which is great. Okay. Okay, so as you unwind now, I just want you to feel, okay, so you want to make sure that you're going a little bit more right toe, left heel. Yeah? Okay.
So from right heel to right toe to left heel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because essentially, if you're coming up through it, right, your weight's coming forward. So if we can then get that down,
yeah,
you're going to keep your angles far better. All right. So if we can focus on that left toe, basically it's you're deeper there. I want you to get deeper around here as well, moving through the ball.
Trying to put my left butt cheek back.
That's the same. Yeah, exactly the same. What I'm trying to achieve.
Okay.
It's just obviously because we're looking just your feet.
Yeah.
We were talking about feet initially, but yes, absolutely. Okay, and then down. Yeah, good.
I feel it completely different in my legs, different feelings.
Yeah. So do that again and pause at impact. Okay, so you can see naturally where you are now.
Yeah.
Because normally you're back there.
Yeah.
All right. So let's just do a couple more, and then we'll try it without the balance rod. Cool. Right, let's jump off. Just wary of time. We're teeing off soon. Right. Okay. So let's just. I'll check your ball position without the stick.
Ooh.
All right. Just because that's essentially what you're going to be doing in 10 minutes' time when we play. Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Almost looked like it was going to try and draw.
Yeah.
It feels like I've got way more space in that one.
And this is why, you obviously said you don't have any space. It's exactly this. You're coming forward on the ball.
Yeah.
So you haven't got the space to turn through, and probably why you said, you mentioned you lost a little bit of distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get very cramped. So good. Okay. Puts that a little bit right, isn't it?
I can still feel on the downswing me wanting to go this way.
Yeah.
Really fighting it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to take, obviously, it's going to take some practice, but we know that's not an issue for you. We're putting some practice in. So
that's the main thing. Now that I've got something definite to work on, I can actually put time into something specific.
Yeah, and obviously, like you said, now you're back on to, let's face it, hitting golf balls of a winter, you'll be off the driving range. So when you're working your setup, that can be really disciplined. So I'm just going to just have a look from here. Let's check ball position. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Just open club face.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm obviously used to flipping it to square the club face, and now I've got to turn more, have I? To try and square it up? Because if I flip it, it's going to go straight left, isn't it?
So you're just holding it off. So
yeah.
I could easily say to you, let's release it, but I don't want to.
No.
Because let's face it, we are December. All right, I know we're going to go and play, but it's like that, if we're going to do some work together, let's work on just your body movement at the moment.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, if you stand on the driving range at the moment, just hit everything 5 yards right, it's the end of the world at the moment, and then we can work on the rest of it. I'm not a great believer in giving you too much.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Okay. Just hit a couple more, and then I'm just gonna compare the two swings. I'm just trying to work out.
I got a left one.
Got a left one. Okay.
Got a left one. Felt good though. Good strike.
Okay. Right. Okay. I was going to show you this as well. Right. Okay. So obviously last time we saw this in the downswing, you came a little bit away from the line forward onto your toes, and you were a little bit steep. Okay. So let's see. Hopefully. Is this the right one? Yeah. Okay. So you're definitely staying a bit more on the line.
Yeah. Actually underneath the line there.
And your fracture underneath it, yeah. All right, so because obviously the goal is to get more space for your impact. Yeah. All right. Get you a little bit, your forearm's actually a little bit close to the line there, which is why you probably popped it out. All right. But if you're looking at your left foot, I will show you the other one. From memory, I reckon you're a little bit more stable on your left foot instead of on your left toe. At impact. Yeah. But I was hoping to compare them. All right, and then through to the finish.
It definitely looks better. It looks like I've got more space.
More space, room. Yeah. It's because obviously when you're saying you're stuck underneath it, yes, you are, but you're stuck underneath it from being steep as well. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, we brought you a bit more here, but you got more space now. Definitely. All right, through to your rotation. So this is obviously the one we did earlier. Oh.
You can see straight away there. You can see that I'm in my toes.
Yep, you're in your toes. The club's, outside the line. You've come fractionally off. I know we're only making slight changes here. All right, but let's just get you down to impact. Yeah, it's hard to say. Without a force plate, it's very hard to say. All right, if I take you to impact, yeah, you've come forward, so the weight's got to be more on your toes. All right, so that's where I would get you. Okay. I would like to, if we've got a couple minutes, to see some. We've got 2 minutes, just to see some longer irons. All right, just to see hit some of those. Yeah. Just to finish up with, but yeah, and then I'll do a quick summary. Well, if you grab another club, Alex. Yep. And I'll do a summary of what we've worked on. 5-iron, perfect, yeah. 5-iron. So just obviously in the summary, we've had a good chat about stuff. Okay. So you hit a few shots, wedges, and then worked your way up. Yep. Obviously ball position, but we'll work a bit more on that as we go out and play as well. I'll have just a glance over. Yeah. There's a ball position obviously forward of where you've normally had it. Yeah. Okay, and then really working on, if you can just do that rehearsal for me again. I imagine you're on that stick. So as you get down to there, you've got more weight in that left heel. Okay, right toe, left heel. All right, as you're hitting into the ball. Good. Okay. Yeah, ball position's good. It probably feels a long way forward, does it?
Not too bad, actually. I think I'd probably get stuck with the 7 and 6. So 5 and 4, I tend to have a bit further forward.
Okay.
Just open club face on it.
Yep. And a shot.
Yeah, feels good.
Going in one more for us, and then we'll walk up the hill. Great shot.
Best strike.
Really good shot.
It felt easier as well, that.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. All right. Well, we'll see. Let's see how it goes. All makes sense for today?
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
Good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Let's have a game of golf.
Yeah, let's do it. So, guys, just finished the 8 holes after the lesson, and yeah, I was hitting it pretty well, to be fair. Shot 1 over par through 8 holes with a bit of a judged distance on 1 hole, so I didn't really finish it, but I would have hoped to have got up and down for par. So I'll leave all of Kevin's details down in the description below. So hit him up if you'd also like a lesson. You'll be seeing him a lot more on the channel, so I'm looking to hopefully get at least 1 lesson a month, just trying to work on 1 or 2 things at a time and then go back for a checkup and see what the next thing is. But so far, everything makes a lot of sense, and I really feel like I've got a lot more room, and the swing feels a lot better already, and that's without really putting any practice into what I've obviously been shown by Kevin in the lesson. So if you have liked this different type of video, give it a thumbs up down below, and don't hesitate to subscribe if you are enjoying the content. Like I said, I've got a lot more different types of videos coming up, and it'd be good to take you on the journey of me trying to get down to scratch. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.